when the Lord says to Abraham, "Now I know that you fear God," can you explain, like, because some people would say that, oh, God doesn't know, he's not omniscient or something like that. How would you like try to
I
prove?
wouldn't respond. I'd say, okay, so how do you know what God knows? How do you know what God knows? Well, I'd ask this question.
Sure.
So what they tell me?
They'll be like, how am I supposed to know what God knows, or something like that?
Because they just told you that they know enough about God to know that God knows everything. So if it shows that he doesn't know everything, he's not God, right? That's your objection, right?
Yeah, their objection. Yeah.
Where do they get that from? That their understanding of omniscience is the correct understanding. And if God doesn't fit their understanding of omniscience, that means then God can't be God. That's my first question. You've already told me what omniscience means. So because you think omniscience means this, you see in the Bible that God doesn't fit that description, and therefore he cannot be truly God. My question is, where did you get your definition of omniscience from?
What I think, from my understanding.
But you're not God, you're not a prophet, you're not an apostle, so you have no authority to tell me what omniscience is. God has to tell you what it means for him to be omniscient, all-knowing. So that's the first dilemma, right?
Yeah.
Secondly, even when we take the view that God knows everything, what do you mean that God knows everything? How does he know everything?
I don't know.
Okay, so if someone tells me, well, God knows the end from the beginning, I'll go, okay, I'm not denying that, obviously. But I want to know, what do you mean that he knows the end from the beginning? Because there's at least one of two ways, at least, that we take in knowledge. I take in knowledge by instruction, observation, and or by experience. In other words, I go to school, or my parents tell me, don't drink poison, because if you do, you'll die, right?
Yeah.
So now I know that poison can kill me, right?
Yeah.
But that's by instruction. I was instructed and told not to drink poison because I'll die. But that's different from knowing it experientially. Have I drank poison to experience the fact that it'll kill me dead?
No.
What if they're lying to me? Maybe poison doesn't kill me dead. I trusted them and took them at their word that poison, if I drink it, will kill me. But I've never experienced it firsthand, because I've never personally experienced the effects of poison, because I've never drank poison.